Hi guys, welcome to the 700 to 750 portion of the E4 only rating climb. Today we're trying to give some instructive value for beginners at this rating range, and we're going to start off by just hitting the queen in the Scandinavian. It's pretty nice for white. If they go back, we just develop as normal. If they go here, we play like this and line up the bishop with their queen. So we're going to just try and develop as quick as possible. We've got two pieces out, they've only got one, so we're pretty happy here. Can develop with check, but is it a bit of a hollow check because the pawn pushes our bishop back? I think so. So maybe just develop in here with the bishop is okay, and maybe slide back in the future. These guys will be given the points back, by the way, guys. Altelchess.com, this was for instructive purposes. And yeah, everyone will be happy. So yeah, we're going to try and play super principled in this series. So we're going to just kick the bishop. If we take the queen, we're happy. We develop another piece. They've traded off a bishop for a knight. Not only that, but they've traded off a developed piece and developed one of mine in the process. So now we're three pieces for one of theirs developed. So now we should be looking at just trying to attack. We're going to get castled, but then, you know, we want to get aggressive. They're way behind in development. They've got to play this to get the bishop out. And now, do I start really storming in the center? I think just one out, just to get the bishop here. Honestly, if they want to do the same thing that they did on the other side, I welcome it. Yeah, and they do. You know, I'll accept this open file, because they've just traded off. They've just developed a piece, but then traded it off. And, you know, I've got an open file for the rook. They have got castled now, which is fair, but we've got some pressure here. The knight's pinned. How can we add some pressure to this pin piece? Okay, so they lash out at my bishop. Just slide back though. If here, we'd love to correct the structure, but you know, we're gonna try and put our rook on the open file here. And then maybe slide the bishop back, target this pawn here. 2 minutes left, guys. Great. Let me know in the comments how you find this series. And someone left a very useful comment, actually. Said after this, do either the London or the... Do a rating climb in mid the London or the Nimzo. So let me know which opening you'd like to see next, guys. If we're going to do another rating climb at some point in the future. So this would hit the knight. And also these pawns. So that sort of calls to me a little bit. This, we take the knight. I think my queen's pretty happy. We've always got an escape route for the queen, but a little bit just checking the queen's not going to get trapped somehow, because we are embedding my queen right in the enemy position. Now we can take this pawn. It's a cheeky one. At this rating range, guys, literally just if you cannot leave pieces loose, like this guy, he's leaving loose knights, and it's a common it's an ongoing thing. I'm just taking his pieces and attacking that and giving him constant issues to solve. So yeah, this range, if you can just not leave pieces loose, like, and when you see your opponent leave a piece loose, just take it, then you won't be at this range for long, I'm telling you. So if this knight moves, I'm just noticed these two pieces are one square apart, which is a common little tactical thing where a pawn could fork them. So just making a mental note of that. Okay, this knight, it looks a bit scary, but it's not actually doing anything. Queen covers this pawn. I could take, just for the fact of opening up my rook. They have to take with the pawn. They do get an isolated pawn. Let's take. We're up a little bit of material. Let's simplify. I know I'm giving up bishop for knight, but I am opening up my rook in the process. I'm giving them an isolated pawn in the process. And yeah, pretty happy. So if I take here, I'm gonna double their pawns. If they take with the queen, I'll take and double their pawns. If they take with a pawn, I mean, it just looks dodgy, doesn't it? I think they pre-moved that. Okay. So we can take their queen, they take mine. Which is just a trade, isn't it? What if, have we got anything better than that? What if this? Oh, because it sets up a checkmate threat, and it also maintains the pressure on their queen, and it also pins this pawn, so it's no longer attacking the bishop. Yeah, pretty nice move, if I do say so, guys. Just little pivot. Still got this. Now we've got this. Why didn't I just take the... Wait, what? I'm an idiot. That looked so good in my head. So what have we got now? We're still up a lot of material. I just straight up hung a... Okay. Alright, so we're up 2 pawns, but we're going to lose one here if they take. That move seemed so good. They just take the bishop with the queen. Yeah. Whoops. A little misclick, but okay. They hang a rook, which helps. I was so pleased with myself there. That move looks so good. Right, get over it. Right. So we're going to grab these pawns. I'm still bad under time pressure, guys. A lot of lapses in judgment. But if we can get rooks on the 7th, we should clean this up pretty nicely. Pawn's protected. We're coming in. They're going to give a little spite check. Okay, bang. Take all these pawns. Okay, no more checks. And now, is there a mate somewhere here? Well, we can trade off a rook. That'll speed things up. And now the rest of this game can just be pre-moves. It can take either one. Okay, we go here, we go back, and then we push these pawns. Cheeky, guys. Yes, I made a massive error there, hacking a bishop. I just thought the hit on the queen and the mate threat. But yeah, the queen taking just solved it all. Can't get that move out of my head. Okay, well that's a pretty nice checkmate anyway. The rook covering these escape squares. The classic 2 escape squares here and here, the rook covering. And then the queen X-ray defending the rook there. 3 blunders, yeah, I didn't play that the best, but I was giving my intro, so I normally play the first game a little bit worse. But yeah, more e4. Let's go. Let's play in the center, play principled. We're going to get an Italian now. Let's mix it up. Ooh, we're going to get it. We're going to get a fried liver. Okay. I've been looking forward to this. Who says that in Star Wars, guys? Quiz question for you. I've been looking forward to this. Yeah? Yeah. Is it better here to take with the bishop or the knight? I never... Normally they play that to try and stop it, but I don't think they've noticed. So if this move... I think it's better to take with the knight, because then we just guarantee we win a rook, don't we? Win the exchange. We probably can't hold on to this knight, though. So after takes, maybe they... I don't know. How do they stop the knight coming out? We might just be able to take the rook and then jump back out. Do a little loop. Okay, let's grab it. We'd love to save the knight. Is this the traxler? Oh my god, no. It is. I've played right into the traxler. Oh no! This guy's watched Gotham Chess's video. Not gonna lie, guys, I did not expect this at rank 600. The traxler counter to the fried liver is like one of the most venomous counterattacks ever. Isn't it the best move not to take it or something like that? If you take it, you get this. And doesn't it just lead to horrible lines? I'm just not going to take it. Because I'm sure the traxler just wins if it's played properly. I'm going to try and just mess this guy up. Get him out of his theory. He's played that anyway. So we can play this. Or this. Get another piece involved. Or this, just hitting both pieces. Hitting the bishop, hitting the knight. Threatening this square. This looks cohesive. Yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Queen doing a lot, holding everything together. X-ray defending the king. I think that's a nice developing move. We'd like to get this in, which not only kicks the knight, but... Oh, but haven't we just got a mate here somehow? Check. Only move and... Ooh, where's the mate? So, I mean, we can take that and defend the bishop. 1 minute left. This is intense, right? So we've got this, and but they could go like here. Then we've got revealed attacks, but I'm not sure what we actually attack with the bishop. But right, so if queen here, am I missing a mate? Here, and then where's the mate? Because if here, queen covers. So if this, they go here, I get this, or I could just take the piece, and I don't know what they do. You know what, guys? Under time pressure, this might not be the best move, but I think it's reasonably low risk. Right? Gonna try and play like a solidish move. Oh, they've got this though. But haven't we got some checks to get out of this? No. Maybe this again? And if they take here, assuming pawn comes up, we've got... I mean, we could just take this. And then we can go... Oh, we could go check first. What are we? We're still up a lot of points, but it doesn't feel like it. We're up a queen almost, but it feels like I'm losing. Oh, and that's just a defended piece. Wow. Let's look at this. Let's look at this theory here. Let's look at the analysis after this. I don't know if this was best move. I think maybe takes was best, and then you're supposed to just put your king in the corner, I think. But either way, the traxler, very venomous. And this guy just disconnected. Let's have a look at this guy. I made one blunder there. All right, let's see. I played right into that. Bosh. That's a book move. Italian game. Traxler. Knight sacrifice line. Ah! I've never had this on the board. That's a book move. What if I took? That's best move. So let's see how it continues. After takes this, it just looks very nasty. Oh, it's still winning for white. Maybe I was getting too stressed out. Because I had taken... Maybe they didn't quite play it right. Yeah, they needed to go... So if they'd played best and gone straight for this... Yeah, that's how it's done. Then if I grab that... Then they sort of come in like this. I think best move is that. No? Best move. You come up with the king. Oh, wow. And then it could continue... Yeah, like, this is what I was worried about, guys. How classy is that? You don't even take the free piece. You give a check first. And then you still don't take the free piece. You instead castle, pinning this knight to the king. White X-ray defends the bishop. Black, ignoring the hit on the queen, goes check. And white doesn't take because this? No? Because of this? Wow, I mean, guys, this is ridiculously tactical. Oh my god. But yeah, some dangerous lines, as you can see, but we came out on top. They didn't quite play it precisely enough. When you play in sharp lines like that, one move and it's just over. Okay, so let's get back to the Rue Lopez after that. Oh, jeez. So this is a line, but they do get doubled pawns, but they maybe get some activity. So maybe I target this pawn here. How would I do that? I don't know. You know what? Let's not get too deep in the theory. We're just gonna play solid, play in the center, get our pieces developed. It's all you gotta do at this level, guys. Oh, at most levels. Just play solid. This going after that. Get castled. We maybe pivot like this with the knight in order to put pressure on this pawn. So if we take, they take, yeah, they get double isolated pawns in the center. I think it's quite nice for me. We slide back. Maybe this in the future could be a check, winning this pawn. They're going to try and hunt down my bishop. Yeah, I instinctively put pawn there if this, and it stops them expanding. But actually, was this a move? But yeah, I guess they would have blocked with the bishop anyway. So that blocks the queen's defense of this pawn. But this is a loose piece. But I'm not really too worried because I know we've got tactics like this. What if check? What if this here? Check? Or just take it? We'd love to develop and defend the piece, but it is attacked twice, so we can't. That's not an option. I don't want to slide back because that would be a loss of tempo. Therefore, it's either this sacrificial idea, the check, but they the check encourages their development. Sacrificial idea doesn't seem to do too much. What this they just take. So I'm gonna take for the sake of tempo. That's how I ruled out the other moves, guys. But yeah, I wrote this on my whiteboard. If you can, number one optimal thing is to develop and defend the piece. And then number two, if you can't do that, just take for the sake of tempo. So, castles, they are very far from castling. So we want to come out with this rook, but they can just block. Now I like the look of this, just eyeing this square. And this pawn. See, I think you see a lot of players at this level, guys, they get excited like, oh, I'm going to attack one thing. I get excited when I can attack two things at once. I love it. I love a double attack. That's where stuff happens. There's this tactic. So I just noticed there's an alignment issue with the queens. Is there any tactics around that? This bishop can move with check. Unless we do that, and then it reignites this threat of taking, because bishop cannot come in with check any longer. I'm not too worried about these light square weaknesses, because they've not got a light square bishop, so... yeah, it's a bit clumsy though, isn't it? I think better is just to develop. Here we hit the queen, but they can block with a pawn. Why don't we try trade off their only developed piece? I think that'd make me pretty happy. If this, just adding pressure to their bishop. Even though it's a retreating move, it's still aggressive. But they have got a piece out, so... and maybe they can castle soon. That's a great move. That's actually a great move. Oh no. Oh, and I'm low on time. And this, I've not got a check to get me out of this sticky situation. Okay, we're losing a piece. What am I? Down 2 points of material, guys. And way down on time. What was I talking about? I was talking a lot. Maybe we do this. They've not castled though, so maybe I can make something happen. But now, yeah, these last couple of moves were really strong that they played. That, and then this just fell right into this fork. If here, That might have been better. They take with the bishop. We're just going to have to play some moves now. 12 seconds. Maybe we push all the way out. Let's develop. We can hit this bishop now. They're going to get castled. Check. They'd probably go for a queen trade now. No, they don't. I'm glad. We would have had to move our queen. We can't have a queen trade. And then let's line up some pressure here. Maybe they defend with a rook. They don't. Don't know if this works. It doesn't. They take. They win a pawn. Just playing moves now, guys. We put pressure, and that's a fork on the rooks. So things falling apart now against this 640 player from India. We are down 5 points. They've got this, which looks very cohesive, forcing a trade of the rooks. How do we get ourselves out of this? This is bad. We've only got a knight, really. The tactics are now, can we get a fork with this knight? my main hope in the position. This seems cohesive. Puts the knight on a nice defended square. Right in this pawn. I don't think we can capture it because of check here and check. But I don't have the time to think. Maybe I should have trusted my instincts, though. Now they get this. Well, I should have definitely moved here. Yeah. Could I get this? Yeah. King defends everything. Oh, no, that's bad. That's a blunder. Now I can get my knight out of danger. They've got 40 seconds. We've got 14. See what I can do. Getting away with murder here a little bit, guys, if I win this. That's a check, but it's pinned. With this. Then we can take that. We're still down a lot of material, but we can get out of this attack. Win a piece. No, we can't. 5 seconds. Yeah, I just didn't know what to do. Made a move. What have we got? It's literally mate, innit? Guys, 5 blunders. What was I talking about that game? Can't even analyze. This is a spicy line. I was talking about, oh, let's just play solid. And then, what happened here? This move seemed really nice. Hitting both pawns. I thought this was just winning for me. It was slightly. But then this blunder was just... Says I've still got some chances. What was my best move here? It says I've still got a move here. What was my move? What am I missing? Check. This. Check. Ah, the checks, guys. The checks could have got me out of that. Yeah, but a bit tricky, that game. Okay. We're going to buckle up. E5? E4, E5? Nice. Okay, we're playing in the center. I don't even feel like there's a few games where I straight up just lost on time in winning positions, but honestly, that game, like, I just threw it really badly. So, defend the center. We're gonna put some pressure on this bishop, maybe. Trying to remove this and go for this square. But the bishop's always going to cover. Love to hit the queen. Maybe this. This. But then our king would be a little bit exposed. This is free. Let's take free material at this level, guys. Good habit. Good habit to build. And then we can... That's another free pawn. We'll take it. But it's not free because it was a revealed attack on the rook, which luckily they didn't notice. So we just push here. Oh god, this isn't my best day, guys, not gonna lie. Wow, that's a cheeky tactic. Here they get mate. What if... Any way we could deflect their queen? This they just take with checks. I don't think so. Let's get castled. Maybe they're going to go for this checkmate. This guy's pretty aggressive. Just gambiting a few pawns and stuff. Got a lot of pressure here. If they move my bishop, I'm almost dead. Yeah, that's a checkmate threat, but we still just take the piece. And this doesn't work. I take. If this queen can't come in, so I think we're happy. Kick the queen out of my territory. Also allows the bishop to come here. Yeah, it's queen. This guy, he's got some good attacking instincts, but he's just hanging way too many pieces. Yeah, so we got that. Little trade. And then... Oh, actually, I think that might be an okay move. Now I've got two pieces hanging. Got this. Both bishops are hanging. Have I got a check to save me, though? I've got this check. Yeah. And then I can take here. They might. I think giving up the rook there probably was best, because then they get the bishop at the end. Now I've got this continuation, hitting the knight. And we're very happy to trade down. Up a lot of material. That's a check. And it's almost matey, isn't it? This pressures both pieces. The knight is defended, but I mean, just lining something up with that king looks brutal. Pre-move that captures, and then we got all sorts of revealed mischief moving this bishop. Okay, so if we slide back, yeah, we cut off the king's escape with the bishops, and then this, I think, is just forced mate. Yeah. So that was a bit more clinical, guys. Just to recover from that last absolute travesty. We're gonna forget about that, guys. We're gonna forget. All right, playing in the center again. E4, E5. Let's just play a little triangle. Show. This is almost like a reverse London, isn't it? Except we've played like that bishop out first. But we're going to try and show that even when you don't develop the best at this level, you can still find ways of playing. So we've blocked this bishop in. That's the big weakness in my position. But we're going to try and come here, because this is a beautiful square for the bishop. Very active. And I guess they'll trade. So we're going to expand to try and give our bishop some activity and fix this problem of the dark square bishop. And maybe we're going to castle queenside here. Oh, and this is just tempting now, isn't it? Let's just start attacking. Taking here would be a really bad move. This is a good bishop. This is a terrible knight. If this, they take, I take. I think we just start charging, don't we? If this, they can't get their bishop back to defend because it's outside the pawn structure. That's one good thing of having your bishop inside the pawn structure like mine. It can be good defensively, but here they move. We go straight for this. I think we can go for this because this pawn's always going to be protected by the bishop. And now we're cracking through. We've got a pin. And this pawn looks very good. Wait, what? Oh, they sack? They sack for that pawn. It's normally not a good thing, guys, if you're sacking to open up lines of attack for your opponent. Like, this pawn, I don't really care, you know? Like, they sacked their knight for this pawn. I know they're getting attacked and they're trying to kill my attack. But instead of getting attacked with pawns, they're just going to get attacked with rooks now. I'm going to bring the rooks in and stuff. So there's this. And now if I can somehow mobilize my queen, Like maybe this. Threatening all sorts of mates. Bang, bang. Good move, though. I think they're going to get the rook over to try and defend. They can still bring the rook over to stop mates. Defended by the queen and the king. Have they got anything here? This is protected by the knight. So maybe can we add another piece to this attack? I think they have to play like that. Okay, fair enough. I didn't totally miss that. But it's sort of irrelevant, isn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. I just feel like the game's happening here. And are we just gonna like mate them? They go here. We mate them. Yeah, this is just so like irrelevant to the position. Yeah. All right, that annoyed me. Like taking my that was just pesky at the end. There taking the rook. Right, e4 only rating climb. Right, yeah. So this we're coming up against the first Sicilian of the video, guys. And this is a nice, easy way to play, right? We're going to trade off our light square bishop, but we're going to replace it with all our pawns on light squares like this. They're going to try and trade off the bad double pawn. Well, I can take it though, can't I? Still a pawn on a light square. Got a bit of a weird structure, but I don't mind it. You know, this is very strong. This pawn maybe will reinforce in the future. First, let's get castle, play solid, play in the center. And then bang. Hit the queen, but then this, we retreat. Maybe like that. Just check this knight doesn't... Well, it's got a few good jumps, actually. Develop the queen to this square. Protect the pawn from the knight. Okay, if they... You know what? Let's change things up a bit here. Let's pin this. Removing the you know, opening up this square so the queen can defend. So if takes, we don't damage the structure. So a little dual purpose move this. And now can we kick this bad boy? I think so. What if this? Take. Okay, so if this, are we inviting them to sack? A little bit, are we? Is this a move? If takes, I take the queen, but they can take. If we line up a few rooks here, that would be an idea, taking this pawn. But first, let's jump a knight into the center. Put pressure on this knight, but then if we fall victim to the boomerang. Or if this, they take, we take, and they can take back with the knight. So let's... Ooh, I was gonna double up here, but then we are pinning this knight. What do we do with this knight? You know, I'm gonna take here. I don't know what this bishop's doing. It just gives me this move, which is nice. I have traded both my bishops off, guys, but I've got one very beautiful knight. And I think they'd happily trade off their bishop for this beautiful knight. So we can take. Here, the bishop takes. I'm thinking, can we somehow remove the defender? That's my idea. Could we somehow hit this queen? Because then we'd hit the bishop. But I don't think there's a way of doing that. To be fair, this bishop is stronger than my knight, so I'm going to take it off. And then maybe even here. If we get a queen trade, I'm quite happy. If takes. I'm up a pawn. I get an open rook, and I'm going to go restrict this bishop. Maybe this. What is this straight away? But no, they probably sack, don't they? Yeah, I don't know. I just quite like the idea of this queen trade. But what if queen comes in? I'm thinking way too much. I'd like to get that moving. Let's go for this. Let's block off the diagonal. I didn't like the idea of the queen coming in, hitting my pawns. It looked like a faff to deal with. And I've not got much time, and I just don't want to deal with that in the future. I'd rather I spent a few seconds there instead just to avoid the situation. If takes, we double their pawns, but they get an open rook. Ooh, but there's a little check. That could be interesting. A little check. Does it do anything? If this, and then check. I don't know. I'm going to take it. See what happens. Let's get into this endgame. Push their bishop back. And then this. And now we can start bringing the king into the game. Everything pretty solid. This is a backwards pawn. It's all about this pawn now. It's identifying the weakness in my position, but their bishop can never hit this pawn, so they can only ever have two attackers, and I've already got two defenders, so I'm not too worried. And then we're looking for the pawn break in the position, guys, which probably could go straight for that, but I'd rather play this and then this in order to trade off my double pawn here. Take towards the center. Maybe they go for this and start attacking down here, but I can always swing a rook over. I'm just up a pawn. And I might have a more active king. So we can still go for this plan because the knight covers. We are creating another weakness. This pawn is now a weakness. I don't know, maybe that wasn't best. Bosh, defend the pawn. Here, and this is an idea. We've got a fork in the horizon. And this is lovely. If they take, we get connect 4. Ah, and they've not seen that. Check. Yeah, that's over. Can't give me them forks. So wherever they move the king, we're going to take this rook. Can't push it yet, but we can push this pawn. Honestly, if they take... I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. Oh, they've got a tactic, though. They've got check. No, they haven't. Thinking they've got check, winning the rook. But obviously, rook just takes. What am I saying? But we're gonna add pressure to the pin piece now. But to be fair, they've put the rook on a defended square, so they can now move. But we'll still win a pawn out of this. We've got 10 seconds left. Take that. Right in this bad boy. I'm going to push this pawn. Okay, coming in with check. They're opening up my king for checks. It's going to be annoying. But no more checks in this position. So can we just ladder them here? Nearly. Ah, misclick. All right, 12 seconds, guys. You can see the time, right? So this, we're going to protect this pawn. And now they're going to just check me. Oh, they're going to check me for days. Push this. I'm not getting mated here, right? Like rook and... this is no more checks, right? Oh, there we go. There it is. And that's a free rook as well, because the king defends. And we are coming in. Okay, we got 20 seconds. We're gaining time now. We're okay. Okay. Is this mate? Okay, cheeky guys. All right, one more on this e4 climb, and then we will call it there. Playing in the center. Bang. Very solid. Apart from that one game, I think I've tried to play as solid as possible. Hopefully give some instructive stuff, guys. So against this, again, all these low-level players love this Napoleon attack. What's it called? Scholar's matey sort of idea. But against it, we're just going to protect this key knight. And they're going for it. They're trying to push the knight, because if they do, then they get this mate. But if we just get castled, we're free to move the knight, right? But if here, actually, a little bit awkward. After castle, where do we put the knight? We don't really want to put the knight all the way back. But it's still principled, getting castled, so let's do it. We can pivot round. Hit the bishop. I think we're quite happy. This bishop's protecting here, but we've got 2 attackers on it. We're going to take that off the board, damage the structure. But they are looking a little bit aggressive, coming straight after my king, so we need to create some counterplay. This is nice because we get to develop and hit the queen. Not often you move the same piece twice in the opening, guys. It tends to be pretty bad. But in this case, it does hit the queen, so we're gaining tempo. And now we're getting our pieces out. We're feeling a bit better. And now we're just up a pawn, so can't take with the queen because of this fork. Yeah, knight takes. We got a check here or anything? What if like queen here threatening this? They take, probably getting away, aren't they? We need more attackers. Probably going to have to play a retreating move, but just seeing if we've got anything. Yeah, that's fine. We can retreat. They've got double isolated pawns. Horrible pawns all over the board. Let's just try and trade off more material, I think. First, let's open up the bishop to protect this pawn. And now they've really got to get castled. Like, we're going to try do this, trade off one of their developed pieces. They, well, could go like that, but then they've always got this threat of queen coming to this g7 square. But honestly, I think I'm going to see that coming. It's quite a few moves away. So let's do this. Try and get this in. We've really got to start attacking here. Try and get my pieces out now. But they're looking a little bit aggressive, not gonna lie. Oh, I think they had to castle, right? Now I get check. And they have to, they've ruined their castling rights. So this check, if here, they have to go there. Looks pretty uncomfortable. Unless they block with the queen. Okay. So if this, we have to move the rook and then they win this. So maybe we give up this pawn. Yeah. This. Just getting my final piece out. We'd love a trade. I just think my end game's going to be good for me. This looks nice. They can take my bishop. But honestly, if they take the bishop, pretty happy. We could go here, defend the pawn. Line my rook up with that queen is always good. Maybe there's going to be some tactics with pushes in the future, but these pawns do act as a little bit of a clamp on my position. So now we've got an open rook. And it looks like we're going to be the ones attacking. Although if rook here now. Yeah. Looks pretty good. If they go here, we can now... No, we can't sack, can we? Okay. I welcome a trade of the rooks. Okay, they're just going to be petulant. You go here. We're not getting trapped. And just keep repeating and sliding back. We've got 50 seconds though, guys. Let's spice things up time-wise. All right. We love that capture, hitting the queen. And I think I'm not even going to think about this one. I'm going to take the pawn with check, get the queen off this dodgy alignment thing. And now this check looks very happy. Is there a mate? Here. They go here. I think bringing a rook in probably nicer, even if it does give away a pawn. This just looks juicy. No, gotta give away the queen. That looks nasty. Yeah. Okay, so it's a brutal way to end it, guys, but I hope you appreciate. And where's the mate? This, and then in here. Oh wow, good move. It's not quite mate. Where is it? If they've got this move. You know what? Let's give away this pawn. Try and get in. Check. We're mating them. We don't need the rook, right? Should be some sort of ladder here. 20 seconds to find this ladder. This and this. And then bang here. I thought that was mate. Guys, not gonna lie. Where is this mate? Right, here and here. But they go here. Okay, there it is. Bit awkward at the end there. Not my cleanest conversion, but that is the 700 to 750, just about rate and climb. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something from that, guys. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Cheers.